Okay, everyone, this is the result of what I did on Friday, the 19th of December. This is not the first time I burned the floor. This is the first time I burned the floor. You can barely see the scorch marks on that liner. But I did that on the Thursday where I had like the significant crash out. And I did this on Friday. And the reason I'm showing you this is because you've all been following me, my fellow TIs, for a little bit over 10 years. I've been on Twitter for 13 years. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is because you've seen the harassment that I've gone through. You've seen the measures that I've taken to try to get myself out of dangerous situations. And yet I keep being forced into them over and over and over again. And this time it got even worse because I had the temerity to defend a friend who was being criminally subjected to misdiagnosis to cover up for a police force that had been protecting child rapists and domestic abusers. That's what caused this. Radio frequencies being used to augment my emotions to the point where even when logic is screaming at me not to do something, my emotions take over and I do this shit. Now, I take 100% responsibility for this. I did not have to do this. That's the part that hurts the most. I did not have to do this. I didn't have to do this. It didn't matter how I was feeling or what was going on with me. And I know that I had a spoke in my menstrual cycle. I know that the gangstalkers usually fucking amplify that anyway. And I know what they did to that family upstairs. I know what they did to them. I know why the family were acting like that, why they were acting the way that they were. But I did this. I can't take that away because I've always said the gang stalking can only work with what's already there. This came from 40 years of fucking rage, of being killed, of being murdered, of being abused. That's what this came from. It's my doing. I can't not take responsibility for this. And I know what this means. This is criminal. This is arson. And I know what that means. I know what it means. But it's either I told the truth or I tried to cover my ass and let Dorset police get away with what they've done. Let MI5 get away with what they've done. Let the gangstalkers get away with what they've done. Let everybody who's ever been involved in this get away with what they've done. Now, also, I understand that this is going to lead to a race war because that family of upstairs have already been going around seeking recruits. And those recruits are not, well, they probably are racist, but those recruits, they're going to think, okay, this woman is endangering children, so we've got to do something about this woman, right? So I understand that I'm going to have enemies from around here. I understand that I'm going to, that, like I'm going to have enemies within the police as well because, people have been killed in police custody. I understand that I'm definitely going to have enemies in psychiatry because people have had their health damaged irrevocably by the medications that they've been forced to take. I know what the consequences are. I still have to tell the fucking truth because if I don't, then I allow people who are protecting pedophiles to get away with using directed energy weapon torture, radio frequencies, psychological warfare, and community stalking in order to commit murder and genocide. I let them get away with it. And I let them get away with child trafficking. This has to be exposed. Even if I'm exposing myself by doing this, it has to be exposed. I'm so sorry. I couldn't keep this a secret. I'm sorry.